Moon Knight. What do I think about Moon Knight? So far, I'm enjoying the show. Moon Knight is a character that I never really knew too much about. Now, I remember him back when I used to collect comics, but I never used to read his books. And I kind of always thought of Moon Knight as sort of like a daredevil in a white suit. You know, I kind of thought of him as the character that just can fight really well, and he has like little gadgets and stuff like that, and he wears a white suit. And he's basically the same type of character as Daredevil, but he wears a white suit instead of a red suit. And as I'm watching this show, I'm finding out that there is a lot more to Moon Knight than I thought it was. Now, I knew about the multiple personalities. I knew about that. I knew that he worshiped the moon god, but I didn't know. I thought that was part of like his mental, illness. I didn't know there was actually a moon god that he actually worshiped that gave him powers. Now, mind you, I'm going on a TV show. I don't know if the Disney Plus show is creating a lot of stuff that's not in the comics. Like, I didn't know Moon Knight had powers. In the show, he got like super strength and super speed and shoot. In the episode I saw last night, Moon Knight got impaled by several jousting sticks or spears or whatever they were and just broke them all off and continued fighting. I didn't know he had those kind of powers. A lot of people kind of look at Moon Knight as Marvel's version of Batman. But he's completely different than the Marvel's version of Batman, according to the TV show. Now, I'm gonna have to go do some research on him to find out how his character is, what his power set is in the comics, because I do like to, when these movies come out and TV shows come out based on these comic book characters, I do like to know where they come from. I do like to know how they was envisioned by the original creators, what their power set is, what they were in the comics, where it came from. So I'll know, the differences, and it doesn't make a difference because it doesn't have any impact on how I feel about the TV show or movie or not. But I just like to know, I'm just that type of person where I want to know, I want to know where it come from. I want to know where things are derived from. I want to know what things are brought over and what things are brand new. My interest in the TV show so far, I'm enjoying the show, but I can't say that I'm super interested in it. So far, just based on the first 3 episodes, I put it on, like, my favorite Marvel show so far has been Hawkeye. And like I said, number 2 is probably a tie between WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Number 3 is Loki, which I know that's 4 shows, but it's only 3 spots. Number 3 is Loki. And I kind of put Moon Knight on the same level as Loki as far as how much I'm enjoying the show. Now, I enjoyed Loki, but I enjoyed it in the 3rd spot. The other shows I enjoyed more than Loki. And Moon Knight so far, I kind of feel like I'm getting the same vibe from it. The only thing about Moon Knight that's a little bit different as far as my thoughts on it is that, I don't really care about the story as much as I cared about the Loki story. The Loki story was interesting. And I'm guessing that's because they brought out the new multiverse stuff and all of this kind of stuff. That was interesting to me, trying to figure that out with the alternate Lokis and all of that kind of stuff. But so far, Moon Knight just sounds like it, that show got its own language, and that language is just something that I don't care about really that much. All of the different moon gods and sun gods and Egyptian gods. It's like all of that stuff is like, it just goes over my head. My eyes kind of glaze over. But then right when I'm sitting there thinking, okay, I'm not that interested in the show, then something happens that brings me back in and makes me interested again. I wish there was more fight scenes. Each episode has like maybe 1 fight scene, maybe 2. And the thing about it is that if it has 2, one of the fight scenes, he may not even be Moon Knight in that fight scene. It may just be an action scene or something like that. But I just wish it was more fight scenes. And a lot of these shows I kind of feel like have been lacking with the amount of action and fight scenes and stuff in the shows. Because like I said before, like I've said in videos before, that, you sit there and you watch a superhero show, you want to see superhero stuff. You know what I'm saying? You want to see them doing stuff. And there's been a lot of shows where there's these long 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 episode series, and they don't do a whole lot, as far as the superhero stuff. I don't know. Maybe I just want too much. I don't know. But I just kind of wish that they would do a little more. I want to see him do more stuff. I want to see him in the white uniform, getting in more fights, solving crimes. But right now it just seems like they're focusing a lot on the multiple personalities, which is enjoyable, but it's not what I wish they would focus more on Moon Knight in the suit, fighting people, throwing the little crescent moon darts and using the 2 sticks and all of that kind. I want to see that, I want to see fight scenes, and I want to see him chasing stuff and just beating bad guys up and stuff like that. That's what I want to see more of. But we're getting it, but not that much. But overall, I'm enjoying the show. From what I understand, episode 4 is going to be really good, and that's next week. I can't wait because I don't feel like there has been a really good episode yet. I feel like each episode so far has been okay. And the difference with this show, Moon Knight, versus the other shows is that the episodes to me don't really feel like episodes. It feel like they made a long movie and they just got stopping points, and then they just broke off an hour and said, okay, this is episode 1, broke off an hour and said this is episode 2. They don't necessarily feel like just episodes, just like beginning, middle, and end episodes. You know what I'm saying? And I guess it gives it a weird feeling when I watch it because it just ends. And a lot of times it just feels like it just ends abruptly, sort of like the end of, the first Lord of the Rings movie. You're watching it and it was super long, but you enjoying it the whole time. Then all of a sudden the screen just goes black and the closing credits come up and you be like, what? Where's the rest of the story? And that's how Moon Knight feels to me every time. Every time episode ends, it just feels like I wish there was more. It seems like there should be another episode that's coming on right after it. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Right now, it's in my 3rd place so far, is tied with Loki as far as my favorite, how much I'm enjoying the show compared to all of the other Disney Plus Marvel shows. And we'll see, maybe it'll get better. Marvel, Disney Plus, they're pretty good at, I don't know if I would say they're pretty good at, but for me, it seemed like I've noticed that they tend to like to backload their seasons. Like their seasons generally starts off pretty slow and then they have everything happen in the last 2 episodes, and that may be what they're going to do here. But we'll see. I'm liking the show so far. I'm gonna continue watching it, and I hope that they continue to use Moon Knight in other movies and TV shows and stuff like that. From what I understand, they haven't signed him to any other contracts beyond this show, so I don't know. I'm hoping that they're going to bring him back. And I'm talking about Oscar Isaac. I'm hoping they're going to bring him back for more, bring Moon Knight back for more stuff. And another thing about Moon Knight is that, I guess the story, the reason why I'm not too much into the story, first they got a lot of the Egyptian god stuff that I kind of feel like is like some kind of secret language that I don't really care about when they're talking about all of that kind of stuff. But Ethan Hawke, I like him as an actor, but I don't like his character. I think his character is pretty boring. I would just wish they had a villain that I was more interested in, and I'm not interested in the most interesting thing he did was in episode 1. And I'm trying not to spoil it for people who haven't watched it yet, but in episode 1, when they first introduced the character, he did something that was kind of peculiar. And that's probably been about the most interesting thing he did. And they haven't gone back to that since then. So, and it's a simple thing. But yeah, he's not that interesting. A lot of the people that Moon Knight have been fighting have just been faceless, random people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shoot, it could have been the same person in each episode, as far as I know. That's how faceless and random those people have been. This most recent episode did have a fight scene that seemed like it was more people he was fighting that were like real recognizable people that you could remember after the episode is over with. But the rest of the little fight scenes and stuff, they were just faceless, random people that he fought that when the fight is over, you don't even remember what the person looks like. So yeah, so that's Moon Knight. So far I'm enjoying the show. Yeah, this guy, Mr. Knight, this character, he was pretty cool looking. He looked pretty cool on screen. The Moon Knight character with the white suit on, He's pretty cool on screen, you know, and I do like how they're like slowly introducing the different personalities and how they're interacting with each other. Sometimes I feel like the different personalities are getting in the way of the story of different things, because there are some situations where you have one of the personalities getting into something and then the screen will cut and then come back and then everybody around him will be dead. And you don't know how it happened. You know a different personality did it, but they don't show it. And I think that's cool. Like the first time they did it, I thought it was cool, you know. But then they did it again, and I think this most recent episode they did it, and I was like, okay, I'm over that. You know, I'm over that trick. You know, I'd rather see the fight scenes instead of seeing him just flash and then everybody's knocked out or whatever. You know, that's Moon Knight. So far, I'm enjoying it.